So this video is a response to some of the questions I've gotten on Instagram. I figured, hey, maybe some other people out there have the same question, which is, should I upgrade from the Saucony Triumph 20 to the Saucony Triumph 21? Like, is there a real difference between the two? Is it worth the extra dough? And so on. So before we get started, I have to offer the usual disclaimer that you see on these types of videos, which is Saucony did not ask me to review these shoes. I purchased them with my own money. Saucony doesn't even know I exist. Although, hey, Saucony, I'm your #1 fan. You really should. But in all seriousness, let's get into this. So is it worth the upgrade? Is it worth paying almost twice? In fact, I saw some deals today on REI's website and on Nordstrom Rack where you can get the Saucony Triumph 20 for $80 now, and that's off of its regular price of $160. You can get it on Saucony's website for $110 right now on sale, whereas the Saucony Triumph 21 is still listed at $160 on practically every website, really every website. So that's not going to go on sale anytime soon, I don't think. So is it worth the upgrade? Let's get into it. So first, some specs on the Saucony Triumph 20. I actually have two pairs of the 20s. I've got the Prospect Glass, which is this beauty right here, and then I've got the Ether. Saucony Triumph 20 has a 10mm drop. It comes in pretty lightweight. So the women's version weighs 8.8 ounces and the men's version is 9.8 ounces. The Saucony Triumph 20 and the 21 both have the same midsole. The only thing that's different is the upper. So both have the Power Run Plus foam, and it's just a really cushioned ride. So the 21 has a new flat knit upper. It's got a new lacing system, which in my opinion is really improved. It offers me a much more comfortable and easier lockdown than the Saucony Triumph 20. It's got a more cushioned tongue, and it's also got a Power Run Plus sock liner. So you can see the difference between that, the 21 and the 20. So like I said, I've got 3 pairs of these. So 2 pairs of the Saucony Triumph 20. In the Prospect Glass, I've run 74 miles and I've run 26 miles in the Ether colorway. As for the Saucony Triumph 21, I've got the Blue Light Mauve colorway, and I currently have 50 miles in these. So I actually just ran my longest long run ever, furthest I've ever run in my life, which was 15.53 miles on Saturday. This Saturday, so 3 days from now, I'll be running 16.6 miles, I believe, and looking forward to that. I've never had any problems running far in these, so all 3 of these have been super comfortable on my long runs, and honestly, they've gotten me through this marathon training. So let's talk about some similarities between the two. So like I said, they're both excellent long run shoes. It almost feels as though they get more comfortable the more miles you put into them. The bounce in both of these is just crazy. Both versions of these are true to size, so I wear a women's size 10 and they both fit perfectly. They both have excellent grip, but that's to be expected seeing as they have the same soles. So I've run in the rain, and I do a lot of runs around a lake nearby, and it gets kind of slippery, lots of pine needles when it's raining. No problems whatsoever. The grip on these is great. And so now let's get into some differences. So straight off, even though these do have the same sole, the only thing supposedly that's different is the upper. I feel like the Saucony Triumph 21 is just a little bit softer on my runs. That the Saucony Triumph 20 and both of these actually seem a little bit more firm when I'm running. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I will say that this one just feels maybe 5% more comfortable. And like I said, I don't understand how. The only thing I can think of is that perhaps it's this flat knit upper. It kind of reminds me of my Asics Gel Nimbus 25 in that they just kind of fit perfectly like a glove, except I will say that these offer more breathability than the Nimbus 25s did. If you watched my other video, you know I got some blisters from those, but I digress. We're talking about the Triumphs here. It almost seems like the toe box is a little bit wider in these, and that it maybe allows my toes to splay a little bit more. But either way, it just feels like it's a little bit more of a softer, more comfortable ride in these. That could also be this cushioned tongue and this more plush sock liner, just kind of giving you a little bit more comfortability than the Saucony Triumph 20. Not to say that these aren't comfortable, it's just this is, like I said, maybe 5% more comfortable. The lacing system is different. So as you can see, these kind of have this weird loop thing that Saucony does in the middle, whereas here it's up near where it should be at the top. And it just makes it a lot easier to kind of secure a lockdown. It's gotten a lot better since I've run in these a lot more, but initially I would sometimes have to stop and tighten the laces because either they're too tight or they're too loose. I don't know. There's just something weird about it, but these are much improved lacing system. And then we'll get into breathability, because initially the main reason I bought the Saucony Triumph 21 is that it's more breathable. And this is visible. You can clearly see that it's more breathable than the Saucony Triumph 20. And I knew I was moving to Atlanta. I'm from Atlanta. I know the humidity in the summer. I knew I'd be training for this marathon in the dog days of summer when it's the hottest. And I thought, you know what? Let me get these because I'm going to need that extra breathability. But honestly, folks, it's not much of a difference. You can tell a little bit, but I've never had a problem running in either of these pairs of the Saucony Triumph 20s in, the hottest days of summer where it's near 90 degrees. I always try to run in the morning, and even in the morning it can jump up very quickly. And I've never had an issue. I've not had blisters. I've not had hot spots, nothing. But this is just a tad bit more breathable and you can feel it. So, does it warrant paying? Right now we're talking double, where you can find some of these sales online. You could buy 2 pairs of the Saucony Triumph 20 for 1 pair of the Saucony Triumph 21. So does it warrant the extra price? Is it worth it? I gotta say, honestly, no. You don't have to shell out the extra dough for the upgraded version unless you just have to have that extra, 5% of a more comfortable shoe. You want that improved lacing system and you want a little bit more breathability, or you just have to have the latest and greatest version of anything that Saucony puts out. Oh, one other difference is this heel tab. So here it was kind of like this elastic thing, and now it's almost like a hair tie. So kind of weird, but okay. So back to it. No, I don't feel like you have to upgrade from the Saucony Triumph 20s. I feel like you should go ahead and just get 2 pairs of that rather than getting this pair. But do I regret buying this pair of shoes, spending that full $160? I gotta say, no, I don't. On its own, if the Saucony Triumph 20 never existed, this would be worth $160, this shoe right here. I feel like this shoe is going to easily last 400 miles. And so I'm getting my money's worth. The fact that, this other great shoe, you can get it at right now, like I said, half the price, doesn't mean that this isn't worth that. And honestly, I probably would have always wondered, what's it like to run in the Saucony Triumph 21 had I not bought this? So at least now you know. So then it was worth purchasing, because now we've got this video to let you know, or at least my own personal opinion on the Saucony Triumph 20 and 21. That's my take on it. Again, just my personal opinion. I've run quite a bit in both of these shoes and feel like I've got a pretty honest perspective. I'm just an amateur everyday runner who's trying to get a little bit better, and these are helping me to do so. So I highly recommend both versions, but I would say you could get 2 for the price of 1 right now and still be just as happy. As always, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really does motivate me to keep making these videos. And I plan on making some upcoming videos about my marathon training. I've got 6 weeks until my marathon. Yeah, so I will be doing a lot more running in these guys, and I'll keep you guys updated. So thanks for watching, and we'll keep getting better together.